Hi, I'm John Douglas. I'm a vice president at Statistical Research, a CRM firm here in the Western United States, and I'm also an adjunct professor at the University of Arizona. The SAA has asked me to do this little video on how to submit a session for the SAA for its upcoming 2022 87th annual meeting in Chicago. Right now, it's planned to be face-to-face in person, and I know I'm excited about it, and I hope everyone else will be as well. So to get started, I'm on the SAA website, just saa.org, and if you go to annual meeting and then submissions, click on that. Submissions open now, so click on that. And then you have to put in your username and password. So make sure you've got that handy. Log in. Okay, and then you'll have my information. You can double check that, make sure that it's ready to go. And you'll likely have already seen a screen that you didn't see just now where you need to acknowledge a number of different things, agreeing to do and not do as part of the annual meeting. I've already registered for the meeting, so that screen did not show up on this video, but you just need to scroll down and check at the bottom, I agree. So now you have three options. What do you want to do? I want to accept an invitation. I want to create a new or manage an existing organized session, or I want to submit or edit an individual abstract for a general session. Well, I want to organize a session, so I'm going to click on the second thing, second option right here, and then I'm going to click on new right here. Okay. So one thing that I highly recommend you do if you're going to do this is get organized ahead of time and make sure you've got all the basic information ready to go. And so here I've got a Word document that's got all the information that is likely going to be needed for me as I go through the different steps of organizing a session on the SAA portal. Susan Chandler and I organized the session originally in 2019 for the 2020 Austin meetings, which got canceled because of the pandemic. And we're gonna try to do it again this year. So I'm excited. So, okay, so the first question is the session format. And so you have several different options. A debate, which I've never done. An electronic session, I did that a few years ago with Chris Boley, and it was fantastic. Forums, poster session, symposium. That's what we want to do. So the next question is the title. So I'm just going to literally go here and copy. I'm going to go and paste. Beautiful. Okay, so then there's a series of keyword choices you need to fill out. First one's temporal, and scroll down through. There's a lot of different options here, but none of them really apply in this case because our session is about the early forming and history of CRM, cultural resource management. So I'm going to click other for that. And then for the method or technique keyword, again, scroll down, but cultural resources and heritage management is one of the options, and that definitely applies to our session. So I'm going to click on that. And then the topic or theory, again, there's a lot of different options you can go with. If you scroll down through, there's a lot here, but one of them is cultural resource management. So I'm going to click on that. And you can put in additional keywords if you want. Geographic focus, again, lots of different possibilities here, but what I'm looking for is North America. And now the next step is the abstract. And so again, I'm going back to my handy Word document. I'm going to copy that. And it says here there's a 200-word maximum, and I already know mine is about 160 words, so we're good there. If it's over, it won't allow you to do that. And I believe the reason why the word count doesn't work is because I pasted it as opposed to typed. Let's see, sponsored session, no. If you are a sponsored session, like for example, several years ago, I co-organized one with the CRM from the Arizona Army National Guard, and the Guard sponsored that session, so I would have clicked yes. But you need to make sure that you have explicit permission and approval from Una Schmidt, the SAA Executive Director, if you're going to click yes. The next question is, would you like your session to be considered for an Amarin seminar? A few years ago, that electronics symposium that Chris Boley and I organized, we actually won that award. There were about 60 different sessions that year that had clicked the box, and we were very fortunate to win. And as a result, the Amarin paid everyone's way to go to the Amarin Foundation in Dragoon, Arizona for a week-long workshop seminar, which was really, honestly, one of the highlights of my professional career. So if you're interested and you want to learn more, you can click here on the amarin.org hyperlink, and you can click yes. In this case, it doesn't fit. So I'm just going to hit continue. And here with registration, like I mentioned earlier, I've already registered for the meeting, so I don't have to put in pay information, but you can see I've already paid my registration. But normally you would fill out your credit card info and stuff at this point. Okay, so submit. Okay. All right, so now we can invite participants. So already, since I'm organizing the session, I'm chair, but I want to invite someone else. And in that case, I'm both a chair and I'm also going to be a presenter. So I need to invite myself to the session I've already organized, and I need to invite myself as a presenter. So I'm going to put in my name, John. I'm going to put in my email address. And I'm just so I don't have to type it again, I'm going to copy and paste it here. Okay, and then down here you can toggle through your different options. I'm already chair, so I'm not going to click that. There's three options: chair, presenter, and discussant. And remember, with the SAA, you're only allowed to have 3 roles at the meeting, and you can be one of these each one time, and that's it. So I'm going to click presenter, and you can select up to 3. Okay, so that's good. And so now I'm going to invite myself to the session. And so now it shows that an email has been sent to me for the session. Okay, good. So so that's good. So let's see. What's the, okay, so my roles. Yeah, let's just click on that, my info and roles. Okay, good. So let's go back through this again. And it'll, since I've already created the session, you can see my session now shows up here on this page. So I just want to manage my invitees. Okay, and so then it'll show I'm the only person so far, and once I'll get an email from the SAA, and I can click on that and then go into the session and accept my role as presenter. And so, you know, normally in a session, you're going to have, oh, I don't know, anywhere from 8 to 16 individual presenters. And so in your homework ahead of time, for instance, I've got the names and affiliations of all the folks that are part of our session. And normally I didn't put their email addresses in this Word document just because of privacy issues. But normally I would just have the email address there. And so then it's very easy if I'm going to invite more participants, I can easily just go through and quickly invite all these folks to our session. And And then finally, you can click on summary and it shows all the basic information, the symposium, who's accepted, and so forth. So that's really all the steps in organizing a session through the SAA portal. It's super easy to do, as long as you've done a little bit of homework ahead of time to make sure that you're ready to go. So you're not having to look for information here and there. I really do find setting up a Word document I can copy and paste into is very, very simple. So that's it. So I hope to see many of you in Chicago next spring, at the end of March and early April in 2022. You know, I haven't been to an SAA in person since 2019, and none of us have actually. I participated in San Francisco last year electronically. And while that was satisfying, it's not as satisfying as being with all your colleagues and friends in person. So I really hope to see you there, and good luck organizing your session. Thanks.